right, let's go.
Streamer University exposed one of the biggest problems in the streaming industry right now. Everyone wants a viral clip, but the easiest clips usually come from embarrassing and disrespectful moments.
How's that teaching us anything?
Y'all out. You're not going in there.
What?
You're not going in there.
Engage with people.
Hey, y'all not going in there.
Why not?
Because you're disrespectful.
She's just flexing on us. She's showing her stats.
Flexing.
Who is
That's
y'all?
a flex. It's showing pedigree. Guys, what you want to do today?
I wanna.
You want to get viewers, you want to stay live, you want to make money. So go do that. You don't got to do it here.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
Hey, just know that these Margellas have a little bit more shine than yours.
I don't a lot of people here. Some people here are too much, bro. They're too much.
And two creators really encapsulate the issue that I'm talking about. Streamer Paybay and the Mighty BA both crossed other creators' boundaries chasing these viral moments. And both went viral, but the completely different conclusions they reached afterwards may determine what kind of career these people have from here. Are these two victims of the entire streaming industry and the thing that plagues it right now as a whole? Are they not understanding the moment? Why do content creators and streamers feel the need to disrespect people in order to get the clip off? And are we about to see a renaissance in streaming based off of the outcomes of these two creators? If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long way. Don't disrespect me by not subscribing to the community. Got to 180K. Now let's get to 200. Now, back into the video. Now, for what it's worth, I think that there was a bunch of disrespectful moments that happened across Streamer University over these past 5 days.
Do it again, it's gonna be a problem. Don't you ever in your life. Don't you ever.
I stopped doing
Stop messing with my dean.
Oh my. She been snitching. She don't tell her nothing. She been snitching.
Guys, and I just keep.
Oh, so you're a snitch. That you think snitching is funny? A little lesson for you.
Let's go. If you want to round it up, we can round it up. Let me play.
And you're lucky I stopped being on women years ago. Where you going?
Don't worry about it.
What the fuck?
Why would he think that was a good thing to say when he's building a platform or whatever? Because that clip is just going to keep on circling around. He ain't never going to get a sponsor a day in his life. That was cool. That was cool to you, my nigga. Like, what's wrong with these grifting? What's wrong with these grifting niggas, man? It make no sense. Like, it genuinely doesn't make sense. Why you would think that shit would be like, okay, like that would be content. Like, ha ha, he, like fucking little kids laugh and shit or whatever. But you try to elevate past this shit or whatever, you can't. You gonna be stuck streaming for the rest of your fucking life because you're probably not gonna get a job anywhere else. You feel me? All they got to do is search your name up and see all the bullshit you be doing. Shit crazy.
You do my thing?
Bet. This dude just tried to get me banned.
And while there are a plethora of situations in which we could be talking about in regards to streamers disrespecting other streamers,
he got in the freaking Streamer University to be a grifter. Shit is crazy.
There are two that really stand out to me. The first being this incident where new streamer Paybay decided that she was going to yank the leg of experienced streamer Lacey.
I need it. Get out. Get the out.
Oh, this was the Paybay girl is the one that freaking tugged Lacey's fucking, what's the name when he had a ACL injury? I didn't even know that, but yeah, I don't know why she thought that was a good idea. I guess she thought he was trolling, they was being performative. See, that's the problem with being more like performative in a sense. Like, you keep on doing all this performative things, people not gonna know what's real, what's fake, or whatever. Like, just be yourself, gang. Like, doing all this over the top shit or whatever that you don't necessarily agree with because it's just gonna get views, that shit is not gonna end well, gang. It's not. I mean, whole time he tore his ACL and nobody, like, the first thing, like, and people is so content brained that he out here holding his leg in pain, wincing or whatever, and the first thing anybody does is put a camera on him. Nobody asked him if he was alright. Nobody asked him did he need anything. Nobody had any affirmative action to get a professional, medical professional or anything. First thing we did, put on a camera. That's sad, yo. That shit's real sad. That shit is so sad, yo.
Take that nigga shoes.
Stop. Wait. Stop. Hey, really? Ow, fuck. Yeah, really. This shit fucked up.
Fucking retard.
Oh my god.
Oof, that is probably one of the toughest watches I have ever seen. I really felt something in my stomach watching her pull his leg. For context purposes, streamer Lacey had suffered an ACL injury prior to joining Streamer University. During the whole time that he was there, he was in some sort of mobility scooter, either being pushed around by others or on the motorized ones to make his way around campus. During a moment, Lacey and his experienced streamer friend, Your Rage, were horseplaying, and Your Rage pulled him out of the wheelchair. This is when Paybae decided, hey, I'm gonna get into the act and I'm gonna copy the interaction. I see people beating up on streamer Lacey. I'm gonna go ahead and involve myself. The problem is that she decided that she was going to interject and insert herself into a place and space in which she didn't already have prior knowledge or a built-up relationship with a streamer. Now, even without knowing the full extent of the injury, there was really no reason for her to involve herself physically in a moment that was happening between these two. She barely knew Lacey. She saw Your Rage doing something and decided, hey, there's a funny moment here. Let me assume and insert myself and copy what's going on. But just copying the action doesn't mean that you can copy the trust behind it all. So what looked like a playful interaction between friends immediately felt like this invasive moment when it came from someone that Lacey barely knew. Now, I'll say this, accidents do happen, and I don't think it would be the biggest deal in the world. Hey, I see you guys being playful. I want to go ahead and insert myself. I made some sort of mistake because I didn't really realize what was going on, and I went a little too far. Granted, people had to physically pull her off of him instead of her heeding the warnings of, hey, ow, this does hurt. But nonetheless, accidents can happen. The real problem comes in the interactions that happened afterward. This is her attempt to address the situation at hand.
But like, what did I do? I didn't really do nothing. And if I really did something, it would be something that would be said and everybody would hate, but like everybody don't hate.
Are you retarded?
The streamer Paybae maintained that she did nothing wrong. She judged the situation entirely by her intention. And she felt that because she did not mean to intentionally hurt Lacey, that the audience should not treat this as some sort of serious moment. And I can see why she felt like that. We'll get into it a little bit later in the video, but she ultimately felt as though she was entitled to enter this situation, put hands on Lacey without understanding the full context. But the problem is that intent does not erase the fact that she touched an injured person without permission. Lacey and the audience at large saw someone ignoring an obvious physical boundary, and instead of acknowledging that difference, Paybae immediately became defensive. And I think what made the situation look worse for Paybae is what follows. Your Rage, somebody who is a friend and knows Lacey, who's also involved in the incident, goes up to him and apologizes and makes sure that he's okay.
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, you're good.
Are you good?
Yes,
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
You didn't do anything.
I feel so bad, bro.
I've been getting people, guys throwing me out of my wheelchair 4 times. It's true. Like, that's like, every time it's happened, I made sure to step on my right foot.
I couldn't go to bed. I feel so sorry, bro.
You're good,
I didn't know you got hurt after, bro.
good.
I'm sorry, bro.
Despite knowing Lacey personally, he decided that he was going to apologize because even he, as somebody who is a friend who knew about the injury, can also understand that sometimes things can go a little bit too far. You didn't need to agree that the moment was extremely serious to recognize that Lacey was in uncomfortable and in excruciating pain. This is somebody who was permitted to joke with Lacey in this moment, and he showed more accountability than Paybae did. This demonstrates that the issue was not simply people failing to understand a joke, but it was Paybae refusing to accept that the joke was not hers to make. But the worst of it all is that after the chat truly just lays into her, after people are telling herself about what she did, she finally decides to go over and give some sort of apology. But this apology is only going to reveal what she is most concerned about. And heads up, it's not Lacey's health, safety, and well-being.
One of them.
You're right, but you have an influence.
You can go back in the VOD.
But you can say something
okay, and
to
guess
have
what
an
I did say?
influence.
Guess what I did say? I said, guys, don't send her hate. She didn't know. That's what I said.
But you continue to talk about it, and then when I come over here...
You have no brain. Your brain is gone. Oh my God.
All right.
The streamer did come over to apologize, but her apology came with a bunch of explanations, complaints, and more importantly, conditions. She focused heavily on the hate and the criticism that she was receiving from the different communities that saw this incident. She was willing to apologize, but that's if Lacey would, not continue to drag the situation because she was being hateful. She wanted him to step in and control the audience, and that was the most important portion to her. Literally, that shifted the focus away from what happened to Lacey and towards what's happening to her and her reputation. The apology appeared designed to
Well,
stop the
she
negative
done
attention
streaming.
rather than to understand why the incident was wrong in the first place. She placed part of the responsibility of repairing her image onto the person she had ultimately disrespected. Do we understand the pattern here? She felt as though she could disrespect somebody and it would lead to some sort of banger clip. And now that she has to sit in what she made, she can't handle it. And she wants somebody else to come and clean up her mess. Hell, she almost feels even entitled to this. I know in the back of her mind, she's thinking to herself, I've seen other people do this before. Why am I getting so much backlash for it? Now on this channel, we're about pattern recognition. We don't take these isolated incidents and make judgment calls. But before Paybae could even conceivingly resolve this issue with Lacey, another clip showed that the problem was larger than just one misunderstood joke.
Black!
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, this is sad. Yo, this is really sad. When there's no way your brain is that fried. There's no way your brain is that fried, y'all. Like, I swear there's no way that your brain is just that fried. There's no possible way. Because why would you ever think that was okay? Like, that's not even good content. That's not even good content. It's not. It's literally just not. It's just not good. Like, yo, that's like, look, hold on.
Was larger than just one misunderstood joke.
Yo, you gonna chug the freaking, what's the name, bro? He's sitting over there chipping.
She's fucked. She's fucked. She's fucked.
Now, I don't think that there's any real way around it. Joke or not, spitting in someone's face, especially not water, is flat out disrespectful. And it seems as though Suburb Baby and Paybae didn't have some sort of relationship where this would be okay to assume that he would be comfortable with it. It's not like they were in the middle of some sort of big water fight or anything like that. Once again,
no, she deadass just went up and just spit in his face.
The moment was easy to clip because it had some sort of immediate action, reaction, and conflict. But the clip did not reveal Paybae's creativity or personality. It only reinforced the image that she created by the Lacey incident. And instead of feeling like one bad decision, it now looked like a repeated approach to making content.
I'm not gonna apologize no more after this though. It is what it is.
Fuck who don't fuck with her.
Rage had pulled Lacey out of his wheelchair, and I was like jokingly like, "Oh, let me take this nigga shoe." And I.
All right, see, this was wrong with Yes Man and Groupie Hoes. See, like, there's no way that you could be in your best friend, like your friend's corner, and not like call them out when they do bullshit. You feel me? There's no way that you can sit there and look at the clip objectively and be like, oh yeah, that was okay, right? Like, you would think that her friend would be like, yo, let me pull this to the side real quick. Like honestly, like, that was wild. You was wilding right there. Like, there's no way that you sat there and looked at the clip and was like, yeah, that's okay. She don't have like no prior relationship with any of these dudes, right? She's not on friend terms. She's not on freaking business partner terms. Not even on freaking almost damn near stranger terms. You feel me? The only reason they're even in the same vicinity is because she got a fucking golden ticket to go to fucking Streamer U. So I don't understand why she thought it was okay to not only freaking pull on the injured guy's leg, but spit in another person's face. For content? That's what we want to be known for content? Shit is so odd to me.
Yes, I was like hurting him, so I'm just apologizing because I didn't mean to.
But I thought
I honestly thought like.
I mean, they've been throwing him out that wheelchair, running around with his wheelchair. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's been like that this whole time.
This right here to me exemplifies the whole disrespectful streamer issue that is plaguing streaming world right now. For what it's worth, Pepe got the attention that she was looking for, but almost all the attention became attached with moments where someone else was looking disrespected. Her apologies focused more on stopping the backlash rather than changing the behavior. She appeared to be leaving Streamer University believing the audience's reaction was larger than the problem. The only reason why she did that is because she never questioned the mentality behind her incident. Viewers had little to no reason to believe that it would never happen again, solely because there wasn't another storyline or anything else that she was involved in. It was just, hey, another person thinking that disrespect is some form of content. Her biggest mistake was not simply crossing the line, but it was refusing to consider why she kept doing. When we talk about continual line crossers, there's no person better to look for than the mighty BA.
See, bro.
You like Pokemon?
Yeah, I love Pokemon.
Bro, hold on. No.
Yo! That's an SIR! That's an SIR! That's a big hit! No, you're bending it!
No.
You're bending it! No! That's an SIR! No! What are you doing?
What did I do?
Why would you bend this card?
Bad?
What are you doing?
I didn't know that's bad.
He bent the Jolteon SIR!
So is that bad?
Yes, bro!
What does that do?
You can't hit this card, it's impossible to hit!
Sorry.
Yo!
I'll give you another one.
Holy shit, yo. I would have dead ass killed this nigga. Yo. Yo, that's like, I could see if you had like any sort of, like, if this was friendship, joking, like even if you friends, yo, that's not even, that's people who so content brain, they just think that doing anything remotely disrespectful to garner attention to themselves is the greatest thing ever. And it's so stupid. It's so odd, bro. And the frustrating thing is the fact that they keep doing it because they have no repercussions other than online stuff. If they had real life repercussions because of these things, they would not continue to do these things. So honestly, I feel as though a lot of people should retaliate. But people are too, like, so short-sighted in a sense that are like, oh, it's not that serious. Oh, it's just like, they're just doing this and whatever. Like, no, disrespect is a whole different issue, bro. Like, I gotta handle that shit right there. Because when you allow someone to disrespect you like that, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it. They think it's funny. They're getting freaking attention from it. You know, these niggas is content brain, bro. They're soulless. Their minds is on autopilot. They don't even register that in the brain that it's a big issue. It doesn't even register. It doesn't click. They don't see no issue in it. They just think, oh, attention. These niggas is too content brain, bro. I gotta start killing these niggas.
Here, you can take mine. Cause that was Loki, your Jolteon, because I grabbed it off your bed. I'll give you my Pokemon. How about that?
You just ripped like a $300 card.
Say on God, that was $300?
Wallahi.
This $300 Pokemon card that belonged to his roommate would set off a chain reaction of 5 days worth of events and clips of disrespect towards other content creators by the mighty BA. But what's really interesting about this clip and the others that will be shown is that if you look closely enough, the mighty BA is genuinely confused as to why Keem and the audience decided to treat this incident so seriously. From his perspective, he thought that ripping up this Pokemon card made some sort of memorable reaction. But from Keem's perspective, someone destroyed property without permission. And that makes sense to a lot of people. Like, that's exactly what it was. I think the financial value of the card made the incident worse, but the bigger picture is that even if it was a cheaper card, why would you still destroy somebody else's property in an attempt to make some sort of content? Only once he learned the value of the card did BA try to rectify the situation. But much like Paybay's first apology showed that he believed that the backlash was more unreasonable than his behavior.
For everybody from the Pokemon community and getting mad at me for ripping a Pokemon card in half, what I will say is I am sorry for wasting the money that it had But I did not know that it was worth $300. And if you were hating, fuck you.
He still don't get it, y'all. Now, naturally, the fuck you weakens the apology, but whether the card was $3.
See, that's what people, the worst part about social media and like people in general when it comes to anything sort of, when it comes to accountability, they try their hardest to minuscule the actual action that it's like, but it's always about principle at the end of the day. Yes, okay, maybe it's not that grand of a scheme in the long run. It's not like you committed genocide, right? But at the same time, you don't do that to another person, because if if it happened to you, you'd be pissed the fuck off. So I don't understand, like, we always try to downplay minuscule and stuff like that, and that's just a human thing in general. But we need to like start going by principles at the end of the day. Like, this is what, like, I think this social media shit, everybody keep on joking, laughing, trolling, doing all this extra shit or whatever. It is sending the message to people that want to be influencers, these fake ass influencers and shit or whatever, that doing crimes is and being disrespectful and being loud and being obnoxious and being a general nuisance to other people is what gets you paid, is acceptable, is okay. And we gotta start putting these niggas on the chopping block, bro.
$300 or $3,000. There's another way to go about making content other than ripping up somebody's property or destroying what they value. And at this point, the Mighty BA is looking at the situation and measuring the incident by how it would make him more viral rather than the boundary that it would cross. Now, remember when I said I'm a pattern recognition guy? It'd be one thing if he left it at that and learned from the behavior, but later on during the Streamer University stint that BA and Keem had, he kept pressing the boundaries to the tune of Keem having to put him in his place on stream.
Yeah, stop getting baited, bro. Stop it, Keem.
Wait, did he rip a hollow?
I love you, Keem.
Oh, wait. Wait. Are you okay?
On some non-content shit? Bro, on some non-content shit, don't ever fucking pat my head again. Okay? I'm fucking sick and tired of bullshit, bro.
I got you.
Pat my head again. I'm not your fucking son, I bitch.
I got you.
Pat my head again.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I've never seen that clip before. I'm so happy that Keem actually did that shit, bro. I'm saying, there has to be repercussions to this. Like, I understand that people are like, oh, it's not warranted, violence is never the answer, this, that, the third, or whatever. But like, if people was actively disrespecting you and keep on doing these extra shit or whatever, bro, sometimes retaliation is warranted. Sometimes it is, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and say that everybody needs to take the moral high road or whatever when it comes to people being active nuisances and, constantly disrespecting you, constantly berating, constantly harassing you, being in your general vicinity, just being an absolute menace, right? Sometimes retaliation is warranted, because if they don't have consequences, they're just going to continue to keep on doing and enabling the behavior. You doing nothing is actually enabling the behavior. Think of like the Rakai nigga, for instance. You feel me? We see with the streamer games, the Mr. Beast games or whatever, he was terrorizing the freaking European niggas. He was doing all this extra shit. They was telling him to chill out. He doing all this extra shit or whatever. And we want to keep on giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's a fucking kid. He knows exactly what he's doing. Stop giving this nigga a kid excuse, bro. He's being a general nuisance, but we keep enabling him to do so because y'all niggas keep on loving that content. That shit's brain rot. That shit's trash. It's not good. It's not okay, my nigga. So a lot of the times this fucking like retaliation fucking warranted. Like, this nigga, like, he did a lot less than what I would have done. But you see this little nigga, he got fucking body. He got grabbed out his fucking head. He got fucking pressed on the fucking bed and shit, bro. He said, don't touch my fucking head again. Bro, stop treating me like a little ass boy. Like, you keep on trying to be doing all this extra disrespectful shit, being a fucking child and whatever. Like, that shit's not cool. Like, that's all you gotta do to these niggas. When you see a general nuisance streamer, bro, honestly, retaliation is warranted. Like, we gotta stop trying to be this bigger person, in a sense. Being a bigger person is not the same as doing nothing. Being a bigger person is not the same as doing nothing. Being a bigger person is asserting yourself and tell these niggas that you is not with the gimmicks. You is not going for it. You was going to stand on your principles, bro. So if the nigga is actively like disrespecting you by fucking touching you, ripping your property up and stuff like that, you sitting there and doing nothing, not pulling them to the side to be like, yo, stop doing this or whatever. And sometimes you gotta get physical because some people is hard-headed. They don't learn unless it's taught to them. They don't learn unless it's taught to them. So sometimes you do gotta knock a nigga out. It's not you not being able to control your emotions and stuff like that. You feel me? It's not you not being able to control your emotions because you gotta put your hands on somebody or whatever. That's the only time he gonna learn, is if he gets that physical consequence. Because if you tried every other option and you exhausted all the options and stuff and he's still doing the same shit, sometimes you gotta go with the last resort, right? And a lot of people think that, you know, taking the high road and doing nothing is beneficial. No, like in the long run, it's not. It's not. You like sometimes you have to take action for yourself or whatever, because it's especially when you have a lot of the times where where you have millions of people watching you or whatever. There's going to be somebody that's more impressionable than that dude that's doing that to you, right? He gonna try to get a platform. He gonna be in your vicinity, and he gonna be trying the exact same shit as this fucking YBA nigga doing, because you didn't fucking defend yourself. You didn't do none of that. So I'm actually very proud of Meme Star for what he did.
You fucking bitch, alright? Yeah. Don't fucking touch my head again like that.
I got you.
That's disrespectful. Don't fucking disrespect me. On some no content shit. Don't disrespect me.
So the tension is already created between Keem and BA, and instead of saying to himself, you know what, there's probably a different way for me to make content, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. No, he decided to continue to press the issue and head tap him and continuously rub his head after being told not to. Instead of respecting that boundary, BA continued to push and push and push until ultimately he broke. He wasn't just simply failing to read the room, but he was using the discomfort in the room as some sort of content. What makes the Mighty BA situation so tough to me is because, for what it's worth, when you looked at his Stream University audition, he seemed to be somebody who was bright, bubbling, and up and coming, but most importantly, creative.
Yo, Kai. Don't accept me into Streaming University. I have 200 followers. I average 5 viewers. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I stream from the middle of nowhere. I'm a nobody.
Is what I would say if I didn't know who I was.
Let me tell you who I am. I love streaming. Streaming brings me joy. Every time I hit start streaming, I feel like I have a second family. Streaming gives me freedom. It lets me unite with people. It lets me dream. I don't believe in the word impossible. They all say it's impossible until someone does it. So maybe the kid who averages 5 viewers with 200 followers and grew up in the middle of nowhere.
Alright, we get the gist. I get the gist of that. Like, in a sense, you feel me? Like, I will say, yeah, he does look like a very creative and expressive individual, but he's also a very impressionable individual, in the sense that he sees that the streaming meta is to go to somebody big and popular or whatever and get a viral clip by doing something extreme, which that's not the case. What it works for some people is whatever, is because they built a relationship between each other. They know what's cool and what's not cool to do. You feel me? You know, you don't see them a lot of the times crossing that line. So for you to come out like And niggas are so content brain, cause like imagine without the cameras, you go up to somebody in a regular university, right? Somebody chilling eating a freaking Chick-fil-A sandwich or something like that or whatever. You just walk over there, no camera, smack the sandwich out their hand, no explanation. What do you think is gonna happen, right? A lot of these dudes don't have like they don't give them the consequences that they what's the name, because you know they worried about their platforms, they worried about their stand-ins, they're worried about their sponsorships, their brand deals and stuff like that. Like obviously they don't want to jeopardize a lot of the things, but I know me personally or whatever, when it comes to disrespect as a whole, and when it comes to like people thinking that it's okay to, you know, be a general nuisance, I'm not going for it. So at that point, it's whatever repercussions that I get for my retaliation, I'm gonna accept it. You feel me? Because I am not going to allow someone to constantly disrespect me in any manner that I don't like. Right? I'm not going to allow somebody, when I'm streaming, when I'm trying to do my own thing, I'm not going to allow somebody to come back from the back of my head, tap, tap, tap. I'm not going to allow somebody to mush my head across the, what's the name? I'm not going to allow somebody to destroy my stuff. Like, they taking computers and things like that. You feel me? Somebody take my computer, they got to die. And I'm dead serious on that. Like, it's not cool. It's not cool. And they think, like, it's too many grifters in the RAL streamer space that everybody thinks it's acceptable, and we gotta figure out how to change this narrative, because it's too many of them, bro.
In order to chase the disrespectful clip farming game. The why we can only ponder, but we'll speak to in a minute. But the results of it all ultimately showed that it's probably not the best route. His confrontational, disrespectful antics didn't just stay in his room. It also followed him into the classroom.
Yes, I looked through all your channels.
Okay, tell me the last thing I posted.
The Mighty BA, you posted your first video. It's pathetic. It's an embarrassment. It's called I Play Fortnite with a Transgender. It has 3 You want to say I didn't do my homework? You're a pathetic excuse for creator. That's your first video.
Yikes.
Hey,
I don't want to hear you speak up one more time in class or you're out. I'm being serious.
And mind you, Ludwig was awarded the best professor at Streamer University, and he was trying to give a true and wholesome lesson. Challenged by the Mighty BA, he retorted in a way that was fit, embarrassing him. And ultimately, I think the Mighty BA thought that he was trying to catch Ludwig lying and get some sort of clip off that would make him look better, but ultimately, it made him look worse at the end of it all. Not only did you have a dog shit video as your first video, but then you ultimately tried to make this confrontation into some sort of content, and it flipped back on you. This clip to me revealed that BA was eager to create moments, but had not developed a clear routine or creative identity. He relied on other people's reactions because his own ideas were not strong enough to carry the moment. But when the reaction is built around provoking someone else, eventually other people will control the clip. Now, for most of Streamer University, BA responded to this stuff by trying to be defensive. But I think after all of these incidences and the reputation that was bubbling up and building online, he finally stopped asking why everyone hated him and started looking inward.
How has today been? Rough?
The past 4 days have been kind of rough.
This whole event's been pretty rough, right?
Really, it has.
What has made it difficult? I'm sure your expectations coming in were a lot different than what you actually experienced.
What made it difficult was my actions, actually. That's what made it difficult.
So, like, how do you feel? Like, what are you going to take away? What's your plan now?
What's my plan from here is to flip it and to not do the things that I did. You know, the biggest thing that I realized was like, I didn't fully know these people to do the things that I did. Mm-hmm. That was the biggest problem.
BA opened.
You would think that would be the freaking common sense, but it's not. You would think that would be common sense, bro. You don't know these people, bro. Stop. Leave them alone. Like, don't do things to antagonize people, especially people that you don't know. You feel me? Like, you can even cross boundaries with your friends. Like, you would think, like, the first thing, like, in your mind when you're creating content and you're trying to be creative and expressive and do all these things or whatever, is to leave random people alone. But That doesn't occur to a lot of, like, we work, like, a lot of these streaming niggas work the opposite way. Like, when you really think about it, if that nigga didn't have a camera in his hand, right, and you just walked up to a random person and ripped their property up, don't you think you're gonna get your ass beat? Like, that don't occur to niggas. It don't make sense. It don't. It's so stupid. It's odd to me.
Acknowledging that these actions that he did over the past 4 or 5 days ruined his streamer university experience is very, very telling. He's recognizing in real time that he'd become too eager to make some sort of content at the expense of others, and he's seeing that it's backfiring on him. Not only was the community at large not on his side, but he also realized that, hey, I might need these people later on, so why would I build some sort of reputation as being somebody who is a dickhead, who doesn't really give a shit? But herein lies the bigger issue in conversation. Peibei, BA, and whoever else at the streamer university that went about this disrespectful route when it came to creating content exposed the larger problem about disrespectful clip farming. Streamers today seemingly lean into that disrespect to chase the moment and the clip and the people, and I think that people have been ignoring it for way too long.
Drama. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Drama doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but Rakai's he's a beast at farming drama. And you know, he's young, so like he just brushes it all off. But if your appeal is drama, people watch you because you're high risk and funny. Now, if you're high risk and unfunny, you're cooked. You're just a guy that people don't like. And we know examples of that. But if you're funny enough, you could actually pull off the high risk stuff and get away with it. Rakai has been on a generational run. I don't even know if he knows sometimes how he be making elite level decisions and just barely getting away with it. I'd seen a fucking crazy clip yesterday that could have went really bad, but he just keeps getting away with it. But it's because he's really, really funny. I'm telling you right now, where you could actually.
He said it's because he's really, really funny. See, and I loved Agents. I loved Agents class. It was so. It was very informational when it came to like anybody that wants to be a streamer, content creator, making it like any sort of venue or putting it on the internet and stuff like that. Like, but like this was one of the segments that I did have to like side eye in a way, because like I don't understand that. Like, we gotta understand that drama can be entertaining, but it's not for all. Drama is entertaining in the sense that a lot of people like reality TV. You know, you got niggas watching Love Island, niggas watching baddies and shit. You know, like drama is going to sell in many different forms, but when it comes to streaming space and IRL content and stuff like that, the premise is to be your authentic self, right? When you're coming to reality TV type of thing, right? They are, yes, they're being authentic in themselves in a sense, right? But they got scripts. They got actors. They're pseudo actors. They're basically improv, you feel me? They are in a controlled space with people that they also know, and scripts and narratives that they have to write down and stuff like that, right? For you as an individual, right, RL stream, to bring another person in that has nothing to do with your stream and disrespect them, berate them, farm drama, all types of shit, bro, it's not cool. It's not good. It's not gonna work out in the long run, bro. This Rakai nigga gotta be stopped. I don't know why people like him, right? Like, you know, me personally, I'm not watching that shit. You feel me? I can't stand people like that. People like that I cannot be around in the slightest, bro. And that's just me being me. If you like the nigga, that's cool, that's okay, that's your opinion, you feel me? But I know me personally, I can never be around a nigga like that, bro. My tolerance is impatient. I'm not doing it. You feel me? It's going to be an altercation every single time because I do not like the way that nigga operate, bro. But people think that since his content is funny and watchable and things like that nature, they think that, oh, I can do it too. And that's not the case. No, you can't. You can't do it too. He can barely do it his damn self, bro. You see how much fucking controversy he has attached to his name? You feel me? And, you know, he has all these freaking things attached to his name and stuff like that. And the only excuse they keep on giving him is that he's 17. He's a child. He don't know no better, right? So for anyone older than him, right, to go out and be a nuisance streamer, you really thought that was a good decision in your head? You feel me? There's no way that you rationalize those things in your mind and was like, yeah, this is what I want to be known for. I want to be known for pissing people off. Shit's not cool, man.
You're the most evil person possible. But if people think you're funny enough, they will let it slide. And the opposite is true. You could be the most innocent person possible, but if people don't like you, then you're cooked. You're gonna form the bad clip, gang.
I find it very, very telling that in a place and space where you are having the biggest improv collective known to man on one campus, where you have pretty much limitless opportunities, time, and space to get off whatever skit, build whatever storyline, or do whatever you needed to do, streamers decided to turn to the disrespect route. I think the reason why is because the disrespect is a go-to for the most eager streamers. It's easy, it's simple. A normal conversation generally doesn't go viral. Hell, they know what is on their timeline. Confrontation creates a clear emotional reaction. When you go on these clipping pages like Feared Buck or Kick Champs or whoever, you see what is getting the most views. Destroying something, insulting someone, invading their spaces creates an immediate beginning of conflict and some sort of payoff. Clip pages put these captions together that clearly make a villain and they create a victim, and then they get sent to the moon. And when these new streamers see those views goes up, they see that as some sort of attention without needing to develop a format, a story, or any sort of personality. This is what makes disrespect feel like the fastest path for inexperienced streamers. Another person may pay the emotional or physical cost while the creator receives the views. And every creator thinks they are funny or charming enough to get away with it. That point that Agent said, you can only do this if you are extremely funny, is probably the most misinterpreted point in his whole correct monologue about this. But the problem is that these content creators up and coming are seeing these clips that are going viral and taking the context out of all of it. What makes this moment okay for this person to do with that person?
You don't know everybody here, and you don't know what makes every, like with AMP, like we know each other so well now, I know what not to say with who, right? If I call Kai pussy, he's not gonna care. He doesn't care about that. If you call Phantom pussy, he gets offended. If I call AIM a bitch, he's not gonna care. If I call Mark from RDC a bitch, he gets offended by that. You have to know your personnel, you gotta know your friends, you gotta know what you can say and can't say. The thing about Stream University is you don't know everybody here. You might have accidentally done something that offended somebody.
Smaller creators watch established ones make these moments with friends, with people that they've built relationships with people that they've probably had conversations with about if this thing is okay. They see Rage pulling Lacey out of the scooter or creators insulting each other, and they copy that action because of the virality of it all, but they don't understand that there's some sort of relationship behind it. Established creators have years of trial and error, trust, communication, things they've done behind closed doors that they will never tell, to make the understanding find that, hey, I'm okay with this, but not okay with that. And for the most part, the audience also understands that dynamic a little bit, but when a new creator copies that same action, it doesn't feel playful. It honestly feels invasive because the trust isn't established at all.
I think a really common issue with clip culture is that people see clips of people acting maybe how Ron is, but you have to understand Ron and Kai know each other, and they both know that this is a joke. That does not mean that you can interact with a stranger or another streamer that you don't personally know with that same energy. I feel like there is so much clip farming that happens towards other people where you need to understand banter only works between friends. You see Ray and Cinna, like, you know, shoot shots at each other all the time. That's because they know each other and they both know that they're joking. It's funny to one another and it's funny to the audiences. If you go to Cinna and you just start insulting her out of nowhere, that's just rude. That's not funny. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know whether you mean it in a good way or bad way. She doesn't know what your intentions are. So I think maybe someone should do a class on that. Because I feel like we have normalized like clip farming to an extent where it gives people an excuse to just be mean for no reason.
So
yo, this is hilarious, bro. Coming from Pokemon too. You know, the nigga ain't funny, girl. But, you know, like everything she said was 100% correct. And I just think that a lot of the kids that get influenced and shit is like so normalized that we just think that, oh, going up to somebody and doing this crazy thing is going to give me so much views and attention and fame that it doesn't matter what other people think. And when you really think about it, if the camera was off right then and there and you went up and did that to a random person, repercussions are going to happen. Like, when you really think about it, the only reason people was doing this in the first place or whatever is because they got a camera and attention. That's the only reason. Like, you take that factor away from niggas, bro, you'd have some regular schmegular deezies over here, man, going about their day, leaving people alone, bro. But we too content brain and we trapped in the matrix that we feel like once that camera go on, bro, we gotta be as performative as possible. We gotta go. We gotta freaking mess with everybody. Be a public menace, and that shit's just not cool. That shit is not cool.
Then you get into a situation like Streamer University where there's a room full of creators competing for these clips that they know will go viral. So now it's like a lighter next to gasoline. One disrespect started going viral and everyone had a reason to escalate.
I'm about to go see, I was about to go to the guidance counselor.
I bet, let's go.
Okay, but I don't know where he's at.
Yo, this clip is chopped, bro.
Yeah, I'm having a terrible day too.
How about worry about your own fucking problems?
Guys, come on, don't fight!
Who the fuck do you think you are? How about worry about your own problems,
I'll
buddy?
make you look stupid on this camera.
I don't give a fuck. All day I've been made stupid. I'm made to look stupid. All
Okay,
fucking day. Add on top of it.
Add on top
of it. I don't care anymore, bro. What are you gonna do? Spit in my face? Do it.
No.
I've been getting spit on every fucking all day of the hour.
Where's the counselor at? You know where he's at or no?
No.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Bro, are you actually dead ass right now? Are you actually dead ass?
He'll figure it out.
Are you actually dead ass, bro?
What are you gonna do?
No, like, why are you acting like that towards me? Don't fuck with me right now. Like, you know, I'm trying to be nice to you. Like, we're friends. Don't even, no.
No, chat, yes, dead ass. This shit's real life. Like, niggas talking about I'm gonna bring my shooters. I'm like, bro, nigga, we're content creators. What the fuck happened? It don't make no sense. I'm like, bro, we're all content creators. Nigga, we upload on YouTube, stream on YouTube, bro. We're not supposed to be no gangster shit.
Students watch these confrontational moments receive attention almost immediately. Think about it this way. You're a new up-and-coming creator. You don't know what to do. So if I disrespect Duke Dennis, Feared Buck is going to pick it up. And then after that, maybe Kick Champs picks it up. And then maybe after seeing multiple million view clips, a commentary channel like Cameron or Novely or Omizi or DH is going to pick me up and make an entire 16-minute video about me. And then people are going to react to that 16-minute video. And now we're in this endless cycle. The goal is no longer to create the best moment, but let me get a viral clip on top of a viral clip. Everyone begins interrupting the same creators, invading the same spaces, or escalating the same jokes. Hey, this worked on Ben the Don. Let me also do it because I know it works. People stopped approaching these established creators as potential collaborators and they began approaching them as possible clips. But while everyone was chasing the next viral moment in it all, they were ignoring the much bigger picture and opportunity that was right in front of them.
I'm warning a lot of people. In my opinion, I feel like I'm going to expel somebody today. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm going to expel somebody today because I have to now set an example to make people understand that there's a difference between making content and then disrespecting. You feel what I'm saying?
See, look, you said that and then you didn't freaking expel a goddamn person. So, you know, when Streaming University in Europe, you know, the next one, you gotta stand on it, bro. Like, when people have genuine gripes and complaints and stuff like that, like, you gotta stand on it. Like, we need to be expelling people. Like, you do something that's not okay, maybe you get a strike or something like that or whatever, you cross a entire boundary with the person, bro. You out. You gotta hold that. You especially because you so big, you have like so much influence and stuff. Like, you spend like $55 million renting this out. rigging it with the technology and the Wi-Fi and stuff like that, giving everybody a PC. Freaking half of the content creators some V bags, some TTU bags or something. You feel me? Like, you need to, like, the content cool and shit like that or whatever, like, and like even you was getting disrespected a lot of the times in your freaking like introductions and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you didn't fuck with that either. Like, you felt like that shit wasn't okay, right? You need to actually be a dean. You need to hold that standard, and you need to start expelling them niggas, bro. Because a lot of them people that got to stay all them days and stuff was not supposed to stay that long. And your alumni, first thing they did was blow that, freaking dope fireworks in the freaking hallway, knock on people's doors, steal people's property, like, and you the dean, so that all reflects on you.
And so last night I kind of felt disrespected because I was honestly just trying to diffuse a lot of the situations. Yeah, I don't ever try to be, the bad person to slow down everybody, what they got going on. But I got shot in the eye yesterday, bro. After I got shot in my eye, I'm gonna talk to Braden today, bro. I got shot in the eye. Nobody said sorry. Nobody said nothing. Nobody did anything.
Kaisenet began to feel like certain streamers and certain students were taking the situation for granted. This mattered because Stream University gave students the access to the most developed creators that they'll probably never receive again. They had professors, collaborators, viewers, large streamers surrounding them. And instead of, making storylines, being creative and funny, trying to add to the moment and build a sustaining audience afterwards, some students reduced the opportunity to finding the fastest way to provoke somebody bigger than them. And this is why this whole situation is short-sighted. They could gain one viral clip while losing dozens of future collaborators. The short-term attention damaged the exact relationships Streamer University was supposed to help build. The Pebe and Mighty BA situation that happened at Streamer University encapsulates a bigger problem in the streaming culture. The university gave them the opportunity to introduce themselves to a massive audience. Both chose disrespect as the fastest way to create attention, and technically it worked. They went viral, people discussed them, people learned their names, they got the videos, they got the clips, they got all this. People are talking about them to an extent. But the clips also revealed the weakness in building a career around other people's interactions. Pebe ended her Streamer University experience appearing more concerned about the backlash and the behavior that created it. And now she's going to spend time at home that she could have been developing storylines that she had built on campus, defending her honor and her name, and may ultimately be reduced to the girl who pulled Lacey's leg. The Mighty BA spent most of his time at Streamer University making the same mistake, but eventually admitted that his own mentality may have ruined the opportunity. Now, this doesn't guarantee that BA will change, and it also doesn't mean that Pebe can never change. But the current conclusion...
Look, we gotta... It's definitely going to set the precedent of the people that watch their content. The first thing they're going to be like, oh, that's the dude that disrespected Meanstar right there. That's the dude that disrespected Love with. Or that's the female that freaking, pulled on Lacey's leg, and that's the girl that freaking was very unapologetic. That was the girl that took no accountability and started blaming other people for her actions. So I doubt that if I look at any of the platforms and stuff like that or whatever, there's genuine supporters that's building the community. It's probably just a bunch of hate watchers and stuff like that, which, okay, that's going to happen to anybody at some point when you get big and stuff like that, but that's not good retention. You feel me? When you think about that, Low Tier God, there's freaking thousands of people that watch Low Tier God stream, bro, and nobody fuck with that dude. Nobody respects him. Everybody thinks he's a piece of shit. Everybody just sit there and watches the stream to laugh at him, bro. And I don't think that's that's not a good community. That's not a good existence. That puts a lot of mental strain and burden on the creators and stuff like that. Well, I will say, hey, Dale did that to himself. You feel me? And he gonna find this video at some point and try to fucking DMCA take down my shit or whatever. I didn't even show your fucking face, fuck boy. But some people are just too stubborn. I'm gonna just use him again for instance. You know, he 41 years old, just denied his daughter and shit for so long. Niggas find out he got a daughter and shit, bro. You think them niggas actually watch him because he's funny, he's entertaining and stuff like that? No, people is in there to laugh at him, and that's what a lot of these nuisance streamers don't understand, that them doing the actions that they do, they don't ever build community. They always just build hate watchers, hate farmers, and then, you know, they just fall off into the abyss when they can't handle it no more. So it's honestly just sad. And you know, people like streamer you, when they come around next year or whatever, they need a class about decorum. That's what a lot of people need. We need some decorum, especially if you want to do IRL streaming as your main, what's the name or whatever. Interacting with other people or whatever and not crossing a boundary should be the first thing you're worried about. But we don't think about that. We just think about, how can I get this clip? How can I go viral? How can I elevate to the top? Because everybody's going to be talking about this specific clip right here. And us as a society, we just love fucking drama. You feel me? So like, those are the things that get the most views. So people just gravitate towards that. So, you know, society always going to be freaking slow on changing the standard. But, you know, I think if we do that in the smaller community base, you know, like when we set a precedent when it comes to streamers and stuff, and that starts at the top. You feel me? A lot of these people are getting impressioned and stuff like that because of the things that they watch from the bigger content creators, and they don't understand that they're only acting like this, they're only bantering, they're only going back and forth and stuff like that because they have a relationship outside of the streaming shit. They have a freaking they built the relationship prior to turning the cameras on and stuff like that. They know what's cool and what's not cool, and we see what happens to the people that cross that boundary. We know what happened to that nigga Greg. He out here stealing from his friend and shit. Now he packed up. Now he a me. We know about that nigga Bruce, bro. He was talking shit about Kai and them and shit like that, and now he ain't nowhere near these opportunities. Bruce could have been that streamer you this year as a professor, or talking on what's the name, bro. But you know, his personality is and you know, like the grimy shit that he decided to do and shit like that, you feel me, like, that's up your opportunities. So they just need a fucking lesson on that.
Give us a preview of where their careers could go. Now, I don't know how we solve the disrespect issue that's going on in streaming, because for the most part, we're at a place and space where everybody should know that, hey, it's okay for this person to do it. It's probably not okay if you do it, because there's a gap there. We just don't know each other. And I don't know how many commentary videos I can make or others can make to let people know that the life of being a nuisance or disrespectful streamer is not one that you want to live. It can actually land you not just on my channel, but in jail. But all in all, if I had to give a word of advice to these content creators that are up and coming, is that disrespect is not a career. It's not something that provides longevity. It's not something that I would hitch my wagon to, because ultimately you get lost in the sauce and you no longer become this person's name. You no longer become the Mighty BA. You no longer become Paybay. You ultimately become the girl who pulled Lacey's leg, or the guy who ripped up the card. And once you get boxed in like that, I think it'll be damn near impossible to come up out of.
Alright, that was a good video, man.